Sutton Records was a budget record label that was sold in outlets other than record shops. The outlets for Sutton were supermarkets, gas stations, etc., would be serviced by rack jobbers. In addition to cover versions, the label issued recordings by the Ink Spots, Jesse E. Crawford and Jimmy Witherspoon. Background: Sutton was founded by Bob Blythe, the former president of Tops Records. In 1963, the label began with 225 records in its catalog. Some of the label catalogs that they sourced their recordings from were Music Craft, Omega, and Tiara. One solo artist to have a record issued on the label was Jimmy Witherspoon with Stormy Monday and Other Blues by. One of the groups to have an albums released on the label was a group called New Dimension, who never released any singles. Tony Hilder and Robert Hafner had a deal with Sutton. This is an example of one of the many budget releases were packaged in generic sleeves and sent straight to shops to go into the cutout bins and racks. In 1965, it was announced in the October 16 issue of Billboard that Pat Collins, aka the Hip Hypnotist, was to do a couple of albums for the label. Staff: Manny Koppelman was a significant shareholder. Vice president in charge of sales was Danny Weston. Artie Belnick left Sutton to go and work for Connoisseur Records in 1964. Catalog: selective. The Ink Spots sing Stardust, Sutton Sue 219, 196. The Beagle and the Four Liverpool Wigs, I Want to Hold Your Hand, Sutton Sue 229, 196. Jesse E. Crawford, Poet of the Organ, Sutton Sue 269, 196. Jimmy Witherspoon, Stormy Monday and Other Blues, Sutton SSU 316. And Southern, Song Stylings featuring Ann Southern and the Blues of Broadway, Sutton SSU 317, 1963. The Pied Pipers, The Smooth Stylings of the Pied Pipers, Sutton SSU 318, 1963. Diane Coley, The Viscanes, Sim Sisters, The Sparkplugs, Doll Quarry, Jump In. With Pop Hits of Tomorrow, Sutton SSU 321, 1963. The Spark Plugs, Crazy Beat with the Spark Plugs, Sutton 322, 1963. Bobby Baker, Folk Song Fest. Hitanany, Sutton Sue 330, 1963. The New Dimensions, Deuces and Dates, Sutton, Sue 331, 1963. The New Dimensions, Surf and Bongos, The Great Surfing Rhythms of the New Dimensions, Sutton, SSU 332, 1963. Eddie Dean, I Dreamed of a Hillbilly Heaven, Sutton Sue 333, 1963. The New Dimensions, Soul, Sutton Sue 336, 1963. The Surf Teens, Surf Mania, Sutton Sue 339, 1963. References: External links. Sutton Records discography and Forbidden Eye design.